Have you ever wondered why two people can face the same tragedy, yet only one of them rises stronger? You've tried the books, you've watched the motivational videos, you've set goals, journaled, meditated, yet life still feels stuck, doesn't it? If you're exhausted from fixing everything except the one thing that actually matters, your mind, then this message is for you. Hey, warrior. Yes, you. The one who's sick of feeling like nothing ever changes, no matter how hard you try. You've put in the effort, read the books, followed the morning routines, listened to podcasts about success and positive thinking, but the transformation never lasts, does it? It's like building a castle on sand. Now pause and picture this. One man loses his job. He collapses emotionally. He curses the economy, blames his boss, and sinks deeper into bitterness. Another man, same job loss. But instead of crumbling, he gets up earlier, sharpens his skills, rebuilds himself from the ground up. Same event, two lives, totally different outcomes. Why? The answer, it's brutally simple. It's not life that breaks us. It's our mindset that allows the break to happen. And that right there is why Stoicism isn't just ancient wisdom. It's a survival skill for modern life. In a world drowning in noise, weakness, and excuses, Stoicism is your anchor. It doesn't sugarcoat reality. It doesn't promise comfort, but it does promise this: you are in control. Not your emotions, not your past, not your circumstances. You fixing your life doesn't begin with your job, your relationships, or your bank account. It begins with your mind. Because once your mind is clear, strong, and disciplined, everything else falls into place. But be warned, what we're about to dive into isn't soft. It's not fluffy self-help. These are raw, unfiltered, brutal truths. Truths that will confront your ego, test your patience, and challenge everything weak within you. This video isn't for the easily triggered. It's for those who are done playing small, done letting life push them around, done feeling helpless every time something falls apart. If that sounds like you, then you're exactly where you need to be. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 10 Stoic rules that will help you reclaim control over your thoughts, your emotions, your habits, and ultimately, your entire life. Each rule is rooted in the timeless teachings of Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca. But don't worry, we're not speaking in ancient riddles. This is modern Stoicism, raw, clear, and practical. No philosophy degree required. We'll go deep into emotional strength, mental discipline, radical self-awareness, and the painful but freeing process of becoming who you are meant to be. And with every rule, I'll give you a real Stoic quote, not as decoration, but as a weapon, a tool you can carry and apply in the battlefield of life. So before we jump into rule number 1, I want something from you. If you're ready to stop blaming the world and start rebuilding yourself, if you're ready to master your emotions instead of being a slave to them, if you're ready to transform your mind and in doing so, transform your life, then type this in the comments right now. I control my mind, I control my life. Let's begin. But first, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment below, and share this video with someone who truly needs to hear this message. And most importantly, don't skip any part of this video. These Stoic rules are not standalone tips. They're connected like links in a chain. Break one, and the whole structure weakens. Watch till the end, because every rule is a turning point. Rule 1. Stop negotiating with your weakness. Marcus Aurelius once said, You must build up your life action by action, and be content if each one achieves its goal as far as possible, and no one can keep you from this. Let that sink in. The biggest trap people fall into when trying to improve their lives is this: they bargain with their weakness. They whisper to themselves, just one more hour of sleep won't matter. I'll start eating healthy ... tomorrow. This is the last time I text them, I promise. But here's the brutal truth. Every time you cut a deal with your weakness, weakness wins. And when it wins enough times, it stops being just a habit. It becomes your identity. Picture this: the strongest version of youth, the one who is disciplined, razor-sharp, unshakably confident, is some distant fantasy. They're already within you, but that version is being smothered, buried under layers of comfort, distraction, emotional indulgence, and excuse after excuse. You cannot unlock that powerful version of yourself if you keep retreating the moment. Life gets uncomfortable. You can't change your life if you collapse every time you feel bored, anxious, or lonely. The Stoics knew this. They didn't chase comfort, they trained for resistance. They believed that every hardship you endure, every temptation you overcome, every inner battle you win, is a victory for the soul. So ask yourself honestly, when your alarm rings in the morning, do you rise like a warrior? Or do you let your emotions hit snooze? When anxiety creeps in, do you face it with presence? Or do you run into your phone, into food, into numbing distractions? When old, destructive habits call your name, do you say no with discipline? Or do you whisper, just one last time? Here's the uncomfortable but necessary truth. You will never rebuild your life until you destroy the version of you that keeps making excuses. There is no inner peace without discipline. There is no growth without sacrifice. There is no mental strength without standing up to your own weakness and declaring, not today. Every time you postpone your potential, you're not just wasting minutes, you're betraying the future version of yourself. So the next time you feel tempted to scroll endlessly, to stay in bed, to reconnect with someone toxic, don't reason with it, don't explain it away. Don't give it power. Get up, shut it down. Choose strength over comfort again and again, because that's how warriors are forged. Action by action, choice by choice. And I don't care how lost you feel or how many times you've failed. The moment you stop negotiating with weakness, your healing begins. Comment this below as your first declaration. No more deals with weakness. 1. Choose strength. Rule 2. Control your reactions. For be controlled by them. Epictetus said, "It's not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them." Imagine this for a moment. Two people hear the exact same insult. One of them chuckles, brushes it off, and moves on with their day. The other lets it fester inside like a splinter, carrying that pain around for days, sometimes weeks. Same words, same moment. Two completely different realities. Why? Because it's not the event that harms you. It's your reaction to it. It's not the traffic jam that ruins your morning, not the breakup that breaks you, not the rude coworker, the failed test, or the cancelled plan. It's how you interpret these things, how you let them affect your emotional state. The Stoics understood life is neutral, but your perception, that's everything. And in the next section, we'll dig deeper into how to reclaim that power. Most people live like emotional prisoners. One rude comment, one passive-aggressive look, one negative post online, and their entire peace is gone. They hand over their emotional control to strangers, to circumstances, to things they can't change. But Stoicism teaches the opposite. You don't control the world. but you do control how you react to it. Let that truly sink in. Every time you snap, overthink, or spiral into stress because of something external, you're giving away your power. And worse, you're becoming predictable. People who can't control their reactions are easy to manipulate. They're like puppets. Pull the right string and they explode, cry, panic, or shut down. Is that how you want to live? Marcus Aurelius reminded himself every day, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. So how do you reclaim that power? Start with these 3 practical steps. Step 1. Slow down your reaction. When something triggers you, pause, take a breath, mentally step back. Ask yourself, what part of this can I actually control? If the answer is nothing external, then your only battlefield is internal. Step 2. Separate facts from emotions. She said something rude, that's a fact. She said that because I'm worthless, that's a story you created. Train yourself to see things clearly without emotional distortion. It takes practice, but every time you succeed, you're strengthening your mental discipline. Step 3. Reclaim your peace. Peace doesn't mean being passive. It means being unshakable. It means choosing to respond with calm, power, not panic. It means understanding this truth. Your response is always your responsibility. Even when life is unfair, people who master their reactions become dangerous in the best possible way. Why? Because they can't be baited. They don't fall apart under pressure. They respond with intention and live on their own terms. And make no mistake, this is not something you're born with. It's a skill you build. You don't need to be born calm. You train it like a muscle. Every time you resist the emotional reaction, every time you hold your center, you prove to yourself you are not your feelings. You are the master, not the storm. So the next time someone pushes your buttons, remember this: their words have no power unless you give it to them. Their behavior is not a reflection of your worth, but how you respond always is. If you truly want to fix your life, stop reacting to everything like your peace is for sale. Choose your response like a warrior preparing for battle, calm, deliberate, sharp, grounded, because the one who owns their reactions owns their life. Type this affirmation in the comments. My peace is mine. I will not hand it over. Rule 3. Do the hard things, especially when you don't feel like it. Epictetus once said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Now, let's be honest. Most people already know what they need to do to change their lives. Wake up earlier. Stop wasting time. Cut out toxic people. Exercise, study, say no more, speak up, be consistent. They know all of it, but they still don't do it. Why? Because it's hard. Because it's uncomfortable. Because their feelings scream louder than their discipline. And that is the problem. The ancient Stoics never waited to feel ready. In fact, they trained their minds to expect resistance. They saw discomfort as the forge of character. The Stoics understood this deeply. If your effort depends on your mood, if you only show up when you feel like it, then you're building your life on quicksand. Because here's reality: you won't always feel like doing the right thing. You won't always feel like showing up. You won't always feel motivated. And that's okay, because feelings are not the foundation of greatness. Discipline is. This is the line that separates the strong from the weak. The weak wait for motivation. The strong act from discipline. Motivation is fleeting, an emotional spark. Discipline is a choice. A decision to move even when the fire isn't burning. And here's the power of that decision. Every single time you choose to do what's difficult, especially when you don't feel like it chore, building mental armor, you're sending a message to your mind that says, I don't need perfect conditions. I choose action anyway. Going to the gym when you're tired, that's a win. Having the tough conversation you've been avoiding, that's growth. Choosing discomfort over comfort, facing your fears head on, that's real strength. Seneca said it best, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Think about that. How many battles have you already lost in your mind before ever trying? How many dreams have you delayed not because they were impossible, but because they felt uncomfortable? If you truly want to fix your life, you have to stop fearing discomfort. In fact, start chasing it. Lean into it, welcome it. Because the things you avoid today become the regrets you carry tomorrow. And here's another hard truth. You will never feel ready to change your life. There will always be a reason to wait, some excuse. That sounds reasonable enough, but the cost of waiting, it's measured in years you'll never get back. So what should you do? Wake up and do the work, even if your mind resists, even if it feels unfair, even if no one's watching, no one's clapping. You don't need applause. You don't need perfect timing. You just need to show up and do the damn work. And when your body wants to quit, when your emotions scream for comfort, when doubt clouds your thoughts, that's the exact moment you push harder. Because those moments, that's where your strength is forged. Remember this, you can either suffer the pain of discipline now, or suffer the pain of regret later. But one way or another you will suffer. Only one of those paths leads to the life you actually want. So stop searching for shortcuts. Stop expecting it to be easy. Real change. It's messy, it's lonely, it's painful. But it's also worth it. Every hard thing you do today becomes a softer, freer tomorrow. Every struggle you endure now becomes a story of pride. Later, rule. 4. Cut the noise and master your focus, Seneca said. If you are everywhere, you are nowhere. Let's be honest, we live in a world that's constantly screaming for your attention. Notifications, texts, ads, news, gossip, arguments, opinions. You're being pulled in 100 different directions. And then, wondering why you feel anxious, scattered, and disconnected. But here's the truth most people ignore. You cannot fix your life if your mind is scattered. One of the most brutal but freeing Stoic truths is this. You must protect your focus like your life depends on it, because it does. The Stoics weren't just about being calm and strong. They were also about clarity, about narrowing the beam of your attention like a laser. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, concentrate every minute like a Romanon, doing what's in front of you, with precise and genuine seriousness. He didn't say multitask. He didn't say scroll for inspiration. He said focus. Deep, deliberate, intentional focus. So now ask yourself, how often are you fully present in what you're doing? How often are you creating versus just consuming? How many hours do you lose every week to mindless scrolling, mental clutter, or distractions that do nothing to move your life forward? The problem isn't just attention. The real problem is, where is your attention going? Because where your attention goes, your energy, your time, and your life follows. And here's the brutal truth that most people don't want to face. Most people aren't addicted to laziness. They're addicted to noise. They can't sit in silence for 5 minutes without reaching for their phone. They can't do meaningful work without checking notifications. They can't stay focused on one path long enough to master anything because they're constantly jumping, scrolling, clicking, escaping. If that sounds familiar, don't take it as judgment. Take it as a warning, because a distracted mind will eventually lead to a wasted life. So how do you reclaim your focus? Step 1. Cut the digital noise. Turn off non-essential notifications. Set strict, intentional time blocks for social media and stick to them. Stop letting your phone leash you like a dog chasing every beep and buzz. Use your phone as a tool, not a trap. Step 2. Create sacred space for deep work. Just 60 minutes a day, no distractions, no multitasking, just you, your highest priority task, and uninterrupted silence. That's where clarity lives. That's where self-respect grows. Step 3. Train your attention like a muscle. Start small. Be fully present while eating, walking, reading, writing. Practice mindfulness in the ordinary, and watch your concentration grow in the extraordinary. Because, here's the truth, the world will always try to steal your attention, but you get to decide what's worthy of it. A Stoic doesn't chase everything that moves. A Stoic chooses with precision, because a focused man is a dangerous man. He can build, he can improve, he can lead, and more than anything, he can change his life. Let me be clear. Your ability to fix your life is directly tied to your ability to focus on what matters. Distractions will keep coming. Noise will always be there. But if you can master your attention, you can master your world. So, starting today, silence the noise. Cut the meaningless. Give your energy only to what builds your future. Comment this affirmation right now. I control my focus. My attention builds my future. Rule 5. Stop seeking approval. You don't need permission to grow. You never have. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own." Let that line hit you in the gut for a moment. We say we want growth. We say we want strength, independence, unshakable confidence. But then, and when your body wants to quit, when your emotions scream for comfort, when doubt clouds your thoughts, that's the exact moment you push harder. Because those moments, that's where your strength is forged. Remember this, you can either suffer the pain of discipline now, or suffer the pain of regret later. But one way or another you will suffer. Only one of those paths leads to the life you actually want. So stop searching for shortcuts. Stop expecting it to be easy. Real change. It's messy, it's lonely, it's painful. But it's also worth it. Every hard thing you do today becomes a softer, freer tomorrow. Every struggle you endure now becomes a story of pride. Later. Rule 4. Cut the noise and master your focus, Seneca said. If you are everywhere, you are nowhere. Let's be honest, we live in a world that's constantly screaming for your attention. Notifications, texts, ads, news, gossip, arguments, opinions. You're being pulled in 100 different directions, and then wondering why you feel anxious, scattered, and disconnected. But here's the truth most people ignore. You cannot fix your life if your mind is scattered. One of the most brutal but freeing Stoic truths is this. You must protect your focus like your life depends on it, because it does. The Stoics weren't just about being calm and strong. They were also about clarity, about narrowing the beam of your attention like a laser. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "Concentrate every minute like a Roman on doing what's in front of you, with precise and genuine seriousness." He didn't say multitask. He didn't say scroll for inspiration. He said focus. Deep, deliberate, intentional focus. So now ask yourself, how often are you fully present in what you're doing? How often are you creating versus just consuming? How many hours do you lose every week to mindless scrolling, mental clutter, or distractions that do nothing to move your life forward? The problem isn't just attention. The real problem is, where is your attention going? Because where your attention goes, your energy, your time, and your life follows. And here's the brutal truth that most people don't want to face. Most people aren't addicted to laziness. They're addicted to noise. They can't sit in silence for 5 minutes without reaching for their phone. They can't do meaningful work without checking notifications. They can't stay focused on one path long enough to master anything because they're constantly jumping, scrolling, clicking, escaping. If that sounds familiar, don't take it as judgment. Take it as a warning, because a distracted mind will eventually lead to a wasted life. So how do you reclaim your focus? Step 1. Cut the digital noise. Turn off non-essential notifications. Set strict, intentional time blocks for social media and stick to them. Stop letting your phone leash you like a dog chasing every beep and buzz. Use your phone as a tool, not a trap. Step 2. Create sacred space for deep work. Just 60 minutes a day, no distractions, no multitasking. Just you, your highest priority task, and uninterrupted silence. That's where clarity lives. That's where self-respect grows. Step 3. Train your attention like a muscle. Start small. Be fully present while eating, walking, reading, writing. Practice mindfulness in the ordinary, and watch your concentration grow in the extraordinary. Because, here's the truth, the world will always try to steal your attention, but you get to decide what's worthy of it. A Stoic doesn't chase everything that moves. A Stoic chooses with precision, because a focused man is a dangerous man. He can build, he can improve, he can lead, and more than anything, he can change his life. Let me be clear. Your ability to fix your life is directly tied to your ability to focus on what matters. Distractions will keep coming. Noise will always be there. But if you can master your attention, you can master your world. So, starting today, silence the noise. Cut the meaningless. Give your energy only to what builds your future. Comment this affirmation right now. I control my focus. My attention builds my future. Rule 5. Stop seeking approval. You don't need permission to grow. You never have. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own." Let that line hit you in the gut for a moment. We say we want growth. We say we want strength, independence, unshakable confidence. But then, now, don't get it twisted. Silence is not passivity. It's not weakness. It's strategic presence. It means speaking less, but saying more. It means letting your actions roar louder than your voice ever could. And silence does more than protects. It protects your energy from useless arguments. It protects your dignity from emotional outbursts. It protects your strategy from being exposed to the wrong ears. So, how do you master this silent strength? Step 1. Be okay with not responding. Right away, not every message needs an instant reply. Not every insult deserves a comeback. Sometimes, silence and time are the most devastating responses. Step 2. Get comfortable with being misunderstood. Silence trains you to let go of the need to be explained. You don't need to clear your name. You need to build your name. Step 3. Focus on becoming, not performing. While others try to look powerful, you focus on becoming powerful. While they talk endlessly about their goals, you work quietly in the dark. Because the Stoic path, it's not loud, it's not flashy, it's disciplined, focused, intentional, and it all begins with silence. So stop oversharing, stop leaking your peace through constant talk. Let your silence make weak minds uneasy. Let your silence express what your words never could. Let your silence become your superpower. Drop this affirmation in the comments if you're ready to master your mind. And your voice, I will let silence speak for my strength. Rule 7. Own your mistakes without shame or excuses, Seneca said. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. Let that sink in. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone falls short. Everyone carries regrets, but the difference between a life that stays broken and a life that's rebuilt stronger than before comes down to one thing. Do you face your failures like a warrior, or do you run from them like a coward? Most people choose the latter. They shift the blame. They sugarcoat the truth. They bury their guilt under distractions, denial, or fake positivity. But Stoicism demands something different. It demands that you face reality brutally and completely, because the only way to become unbreakable is to first be radically honest with yourself. Did you waste years in a toxic relationship? Own it. Did you betray your own values or standards? Own it. Did you lie, cheat, procrastinate, self-sabotage, or run from responsibility? Own it. But here's the key. Do it not with guilt and not with shame, but with courage. Because shame keeps you stuck, but ownership sets you free. Owning your mistakes doesn't mean drowning in regret. It means standing tall and saying, yes, I failed, but now I rise, and I won't go back. Seneca reminds us that every trial, every scar, every mistake is a required part of becoming who we're meant to be. So stop hiding your wounds. They are not weaknesses. They are proof that you lived, that you struggled, that you learned. Stop trying to look perfect. Perfection is the enemy of growth. Instead, develop radical self-honesty, the kind that makes you flinch when you look in the mirror, but also fuels your transformation. Here's the hard truth. You can't fix your life if you keep rewriting the past to make yourself feel better. So stand in the fire of your own truth. Take full responsibility, not just for what you've done, but for who you choose to become now. No more stories, no more lies, no more avoiding the mirror. Own it all, and then rise from it. Drop this in the comments if you're ready to own your truth. I own my pastime. I rise with purpose. Rule 8. Discomfort is your teacher. Stop running from it. Epictetus said. Don't hope that events will turn out the way you want. Welcome them as they are. That is the path to peace. Let me tell you something that could change your life, if you let it. Discomfort is not the enemy. It's the lesson. It's the test. It's the breakthrough. But what do most people do? The moment discomfort shows up, they run, they numb, they distract. They feel anxious, so they scroll. They feel lonely, so they binge. They feel pain, so they escape into food, people, noise, anything but the present moment. But here's the truth. Growth only exists on the other side of discomfort. The Stoics didn't chase comfort. They pursued strength, because they knew that in a chaotic world, Strength is what sustains you, not ease. You can't grow muscles without resistance. You can't build mental clarity without chaos. And you'll never find real peace if you keep avoiding the emotions that are screaming to be heard. So stop trying to escape every uncomfortable moment. Sit with it. Ask yourself, what is this teaching me? What strength is this pain trying to build? Because every heartbreak, delay, rejection, or failure, it's not punishment. It's preparation. The Stoic mindset isn't about feeling good. It's about becoming good even when things feel bad. Marcus Aurelius, who faced war, plague, betrayal, and loss, still wrote, "If it is endurable, then endure it." Stop complaining. That's not coldness. That's clarity. Discomfort isn't here to destroy you. It's here to reshape you. But only if you stop running. Only if you meet it with courage and humility. So the next time it hurts, the next time you want to escape, remind yourself, this moment is not supposed to be comfortable. It's supposed to be transformational. We just learned that growth begins the moment you stop running from discomfort, because discomfort is not your enemy. It is your greatest teacher. And when you stop fearing it to become unstoppable, if you're done avoiding growth, drop this affirmation in the comments. Discomfort is my teacher. I no longer run. Rule 9. Discipline is greater than motivation. Build it. Daily Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." So let me ask you a hard question. Are you truly free, or just emotionally driven? Here's what most people don't realize. Freedom doesn't come from doing what you want. True freedom comes from doing what you must, especially when you don't feel like it. That's what we call discipline, and it's what separates the strong from the weak, the doers from the dreamers, the builders from the talkers. Motivation is just emotion. It's a wave. It feels good while it lasts, but like every high, it fades. Discipline is different. Discipline is a system. It shows up when motivation disappears. It gets you out of bed when motivation whispers, "Just sleep in." It makes you keep going even when everything feels heavy. The Stoics understood this deeply. They trained their minds to ignore emotions when those emotions were useless. They built habits, principles, and values not based on mood, but based on who they wanted to become. Marcus Aurelius didn't wait to feel ready. He kept showing up as emperor, tired, while grieving, while under immense pressure. Why? Because duty is more important than emotion. That's the Stoic way. And it's how transformation happens. So, if you want to rebuild your life, stop chasing motivation hacks. Instead, start building daily discipline. Wake up at the same time, move your body, control your day at learn. Every day metatraflic focus deeply. It's boring, it's repetitive, it's not glamorous, but it works, and it builds character. You won't feel like doing it every day. That's fine, do it anyway. Because discipline carries you when motivation dies. And when you master discipline, you no longer need inspiration, because you've become someone who moves forward regardless. That's power. That's self-respect. That's Stoicism. Rule 10. Stop living in your head. Live in alignment with your actions. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Thinking is easy. So is imagining. Dreaming about becoming better, stronger, wiser. It's easy. But none of that changes your life. What does? Action, and not random action, but action that is aligned, intentional, grounded in your values." The Stoics didn't see philosophy as a thought experiment. They saw it as a way of life. A Stoic doesn't just talk about self-control. They practice it in private. A Stoic doesn't just post about peace and focus. They live it even when no one's watching. That's called alignment. But most people live in two worlds, one in their mind filled with goals, wisdom, and clarity, and one in reality filled with excuses, confusion, and contradiction. They say they want peace yet they gossip and complain. They say they want growth yet procrastinate and scroll. They say they want to be stoic but live like emotional slaves. Here's the brutal truth. It doesn't matter what you know. It matters what you do. All the quotes, books, and wisdom mean nothing if your daily actions contradict them. So if you want to fix your life, stop performing, stop pretending, stop talking, start living. You already know what needs to be done. So do it. If you say you're stoic, train your emotions daily. If you value time, stop wasting it. If you say you're focused, prove it through your choices. Don't chase perfection. Chase alignment. Because when your values and your actions are one, that's where peace begins. That's where self-respect grows. Marcus Aurelius didn't sit around idealizing what a great man should be. He said, be one. Not tomorrow. Not when it's convenient. Now so, from this moment on, whenever you feel lost, ask yourself, what would the strongest version of me do right now? And then, do that. Let your life speak louder than your words. Let your consistency replace your need for applause. Let your quiet alignment make you unshakable. Because when your actions match your values, you don't just defeat your weakness. You become untouchable. If you're ready to live in alignment, drop this affirmation below. I will live as the person I claim to be. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Epictetus, now you've heard the 10 brutal Stoic rules to fix your life. These are not fluffy affirmations or self-help cliches. They are truths that break illusions and build unshakable character. If you truly apply them, not just once, but consistently, you'll stop living like a victim of your feelings and circumstances. You'll stop being controlled by distractions, emotions, and every little setback. You'll start living like the Stoics did. Not emotionless, but emotionally unshakable. Not perfect, but aligned. Not loud, but undeniably powerful. And remember, this path isn't easy. It's not supposed to be. But it's the only path that leads to true clarity, self-respect, and inner freedom. So now it's your move. Don't let this video be just another spark of motivation that fades tomorrow. Pick one rule, apply it today. Then tomorrow, do it again and again and again. Fix your mind, fix your life. The Stoics left us the blueprint. Now it's your turn to build the structure. If this message lit a fire in you, drop this final affirmation. I fix my mind. I fix my life. And if you want more wisdom like this, like the video, comment below. Share it with someone ready for growth, and subscribe to the channel for more timeless truth turned into modern strength. Let's grow together.